is up, everybody? I'm live for my first live stream. There's two people in here. I was expecting one, but there's two. Actually, I guess I was expecting two. So, hello, everybody. I guess we'll get going here. I have the game already started up here. Obviously, we're going to play some Europa Universalis. The overall plan is we're going to take Castile here. We're going to turn them into Spain eventually. But the main plan is we want to become the Roman Empire. So we got a lot of conquering to do. We need to own territory up in England and Austria and all around in here. We basically need to own the whole Mediterranean. But it's gonna be interesting. I got some plans. So I did start up the game earlier so I could take some time to look around at how all the relationships had fleshed out at the beginning. So I did get a little bit ahead of that, but we didn't actually do anything. So I think the general good idea that we're going to want to do is try to destabilize France pretty early on, so that way they can't get a good consolidation of power. If we can get them to release some vassals or, steal some of their land. As far as what we're going to do is for our relationships, we're going to start over here, and obviously we want to have Portugal, and I'm going to try to get Burgundy, because Burgundy would be good to help me fight France, because I'll almost always fight France. They don't like Aragon, though. These guys have hated each other, so we're not going to be able to get Aragon, but that's fine. They'll fall into a personal union with us as soon as the Iberian wedding fires off. I was kind of hoping to get them both, because I find Aragon is less likely to release Naples in the event that they got some good allies, but it's fine. They can release Naples if they want. And we're going to go after this guy here because we want to get him into a vassal, and we'll feed him a bunch of this land up in here so that way he can take the time to core that while we're down here stealing all this expensive to core Berber land. And then I'm thinking the Pope is the final ally, just because he's always good to have around when you're one of the Catholics, because since we are going to be going into the Roman Empire, we do need to stay Catholic. That is one of the requirements of being the Romans, is you're a Catholic. So no getting to switch to any of the Protestants or anything in this playthrough. So Catholic all the way. So I figure Pope will be a good guy to ally with us. As far as enemies, we've got England that hates us, we got Lithuania that hates us, we got France that hates us. So these two are good to have, because we're going to want to go to war with them a fair bit whenever we can. Lithuania, I'm not really too concerned. They're going to turn into Poland's lesser partner here, hopefully pretty soon, as long as Poland doesn't do something stupid with their decision there. As far as short-term goals, obviously we're going to need to conquer back Grenada, take that back over so we can kick all the Moors out of Iberia, as it should be. And then I want to try to get into Morocco fairly early on too, mostly to try to prevent Portugal from doing it. I want Portugal to focus on doing all the colonization stuff, so that way I don't have to, and I can focus on conquering my way around the Mediterranean and all of this tasty Europe land up in here. So they can go off, do that stuff, and then later on we'll just conquer them and take over all their colonies. So hopefully by the time we get Grenada under our control, which will be whenever that truce expires, a little over 4 years from now, we'll try to get ourselves into here. Hopefully around the time that war ends is when the 100-year war between England and France will have ended, and that France will be in a fairly weakened state. They'll probably conquer back some territory, but their armies will have just been through hell, and they'll be low on manpower, so hopefully we can use that to our advantage and destabilize the French region a little bit before they're able to consolidate and become a big contender later on. I don't necessarily want much land up there right away. It's more about making sure that France isn't too big later on. Any land we do get, we'll just feed to Navarra, as they'll easily be our vassal by then, unless Aragon races us and somehow manages to get it. So that's the basic way we're going to start this out. Take back Grenada, steal some of this Berber land down in there, and destabilize France. Once we've got that under our belt, we'll just start working our way up in here and chip away at France a bit. And we'll play a little bit tall as far as our main area. We don't want to expand too quickly up into here in the early game, because it's all expensive to core and lots of AE, where later on we can we can deal with that much easier when we have higher admin powers and all that. So as far as our enemies, we're going to, of course, go with England, because screw the British. We're going to take France, because also screw the French. We are the Spanish, and we are going to conquer everyone. And since Morocco is going to be a nice, early, easy target, we'll just take them too, because we want to get the power projection early on to help us with everything that good old power projection is going to give us. Let's start getting some allies and stuff going here. So we're going to ally Portugal. We want to get Burgundy locked down, so we'll royal marry them. We'll start on these guys with the royal marriage as well. As far as our ruler, you know, we always start with a pretty shitty ruler. Just like overall, not great at the beginning. I mean, missionary strength is pretty pointless when your whole place is one religion, and all the religions down here is pretty tough to want to convert early on. Sunni's a pretty rough religion to try to convert. And of course we got our super shitty heir, which we want to die very quickly, so we're going to assign him a military command and hope that he just dies, because I would far prefer not to have a 0/0/0 heir that's infertile and just overall just terrible. We got, you know, obviously we got our max promoted cultures, because we start with a bunch of our development owned by our non-primary culture, so we're locked down there as far as being able to promote anyone at this point. Diplomatically, we've just got what we started with there in our truce with Grenada. We got pretty good on our money, so let's go ahead and hire ourselves at least some level 1 advisors. Which will also be slightly cheaper once we get over to the Estates tab as well. Probably take the Prestige guy. Prestige is good because it helps with everything. I mean, I guess we'll take the trade guy because a little bit more money will help, but yeah, I guess morale will be our best option there. So we're still making a little over 2 ducats a month, so we can go ahead and get our armies to start doing good things for us here. Trade-wise, I think, you know, pretty basic Castile startup. We own most of our home trade node, a good half of it, and we got coming in trade from these 2 locations. So where's our ships? We got 6 light ships we start with, so that's always pretty good. I guess we'll send them to Safi for now. That'll quickly change as we start taking over that trade node. We'll probably need to move them over down to Tunis or something, but for now that's good. And we will bring our main fleet down here, because I always like to have them down in the south where we're going to be having our primary wars at for the beginning. Tech-wise, we can't do anything. We'll get more into this when we can actually unlock it, but we're obviously going to take quantity ideas as our first. I like having big armies. They seem to be pretty OP. We're not going to be too worried about our mission tree. I mean, if we pass any missions, we'll care about it, but we're not going to look to really carry any of them other than this, because we need our easy claims. But as far as like claims in Aragon, we're just going to do the Iberian wedding, and I'm not going to be too concerned about colonization. And once we form Spain, we're going to get a whole new mission tree anyway. So obviously, you know, we're going to be looking to form it diplomatically, because I don't really want to fight Aragon. We'll get them for free, so there's no point in wasting our military resources on them. We're pretty good on governing capacity, so we can conquer a fair bit of statable territory. That's pretty good. Obviously, everything's all the one faith right now. We do start with 10% army prof, so that's pretty good. It won't take long before we can start building the supply depots, which will help out when we need to worry about attrition. So all of our estates are just the normal 50%, so we'll go ahead and see what we got for our state deed at this point. What do they want us to do? I don't want to spend any monarch points yet, so we'll just go with this, because we have to go to the manpower recovery anyway for our free claims. 60%, 90%, whatever. We'll see what we get to. And then I need to steal back some crown land from all of the estates, so we stop getting our penalties for that. And let's give them some stuff. So we've got 2 monopolies we can give these guys. And we're looking for cheaper admin advisor. We want to make the clergy happy, and we'll give them the 2 monopolies. So we can get some upfront cash now, and of course we'll revoke them probably in like 30 or 40 years when production levels are starting to actually get where it would make more sense for us to get the money directly. For these guys, we also got 2 of them. So we'll go cheaper military advisor. We will get, no, we don't want that one. We want to do the supremacy over the crown, so all of them get a bonus. And we'll give them both monopolies. Yeah, we don't do naval doctrine or anything like that yet. We also got 2 monopolies there. That's pretty good. So we will, of course, cheaper advisors. There is the make them happy one, free enterprise, and we'll give them the 2 monopolies. And that should make us, yeah, so getting the cheaper advisors is basically going to balance out on the cost of the monopolies. So that's a net sum game for us. That's good. It gives us a whole bunch of starting money, which we are going to use to build up some troops. Need to make some bigger armies. I'm not a big fan of using mercenary armies. I prefer to have standing armies because I like to build up my manpower reserve, or my professionalism, and we'll just go with 3 more light ships. So I think that's a pretty good way to start off here, at least for, you know, the first couple days till we get our dudes back, and we can do more of the Diplo actions. We need more manpower to build more armies, and we need to wait 4 years for Grenada. So let's go with this speed for now. No, I don't want to buy followers. That's okay. We'll Royal Mayor Portugal. That saves us needing to do that. Gonna go ahead. We can't ally them yet. We can ally. Oh, the Pope doesn't want to anymore. Oh, they have too many Diplo relations. Okay, so the Pope doesn't want to ally us. Let's go see who else does. Who would be willing to? Who useful would be willing to? We're already going to do Burgundy. I mean, Brittany would be pretty useful. Let's go ahead and get Brittany. Let's get the Brits on our side here. Alright, so, I mean, let's just start fabricating some claims down here on these guys. Use this one to go ahead. We'll just make the Pope like us, because even though he doesn't want to be our ally, at least we want to get him liking us a bit more. And we are going to have to wait a little bit so we can start doing more Diplo action on our dudes. So this guy, who could be Portugal, I think he's already done. Burgundy. Gotta wait until the 12th. Burgundy. Who are we left to do? Need a royal marriage with them. We need to do an alliance with this guy, which he's gonna offer. A royal marriage from Brittany. So I think that's all of our clicks there. So we're good there. Now we just need to make this guy like us enough to vassalize him. So let's start by giving him some military access. Lose 50 ducats, gain a bunch of stuff, or get a bunch of, oh, I think we'll spend the money and get a bunch of free development. Thank you very much. Pirates raiding us, stealing a little bits of money from us. Alright, 24th, so we'll go ahead and we will influence him. He'll take one of our military power, that's fine. Well, actually, okay, we're already focused on military. That's good. Let's see. Let's send him a gift one. Send him a gift. We'll send him a gift next. Send 25 ducats. Give us another 25 relationships. So we are getting close to the 190 we need. At this point, we're just going to need to improve relationships till we get there, because nothing really else we can do. No easy money clicks anymore. Now we got that. We'll just go ahead and speed 5 it up until he likes us enough to vassalize him. Which it seems like lots of people are trying to do. Oh, we're getting close. 11 more and we can vassalize him. Okay, good. England did go to war with France. So 100-year wars. Always hate it when England pussies out of that, because that always throws a wrench into some things. We got some more manpower, so let's go ahead and build some more dudes. We start with 20. Yeah, so our combat width is 20, so we want to get up to 20. Wait for some more manpower. How many more can we even build? We're at our force limit anyway. Okay, 10 Diplo points, that's good, and Aragon's gonna like us slightly more, it doesn't matter. Let's go ahead and start making some claims here. We want to start with this guy. Getting close on this guy here. So we can vassalize him, that'll be good. Grenada laying claims on us, that's fine. Not like they can do anything down there with their 3,000 men. What is Grenada really gonna do? So we got what, 1-2 months left on this guy? Alright, so we'll call back our diplomat. And now we can vassalize him. Perfect. He likes us just fine, and I'm going to tell him to be a sieger and go down, siege down forts in our wars for us. Alright, so he's good. Let's go ahead and just set this guy to automatically go make our allies more happy with us. Can build 2 more troops from him, so that gives us 20 on this one, and we'll start adding more in this guy. So just before our truce with Grenada ends, I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to exploit this free army professionalism. Actually, I just might as well do it now and steal a bunch of free manpower. So we need to get up to 50%, so that way we can get our free claims for our Reconquista. Why is our navy not? Because our navy is building that last light ship that we need. And then once our manpower gets up to 60% of 27,000, whatever the math is on that, we will get our free claims on Grenada, and we'll be able to kick them. Free money's always nice. We don't really have anything good we can spend it on yet. Buildings. Yeah, we don't need any torches. Oh, Grenada's got their pretender, so they got a nice big stack of rebels to deal with. Let's go ahead and get up to speed 5 while we wait for the next big thing is going to happen, which is going to be, I guess, seeing how France is doing. France is, of course, kicking England's ass as to be expected. Well, they only got 44% war score. We'll see how much of their land they take back. They're winning this war a lot faster than I was expecting it to. England seems to have been very unprepared. All right, there's our Reconquista. So we now have war goal against Grenada. We've already subjugated Navarra, so I guess we'll get gain a castle, and they're gonna get local defensiveness. That's nice, because that should be... Yeah, that's mountains. So that's a nice good mountain fort right there to help us defend on the border with France when we go to war with them. Yeah, we don't really care about unrest too much. We'll take the legitimacy. At least he's got a strong claim. I just kind of hope he dies. Come on, Enrique. Don't let us down. I know you can just die an early death. Oh, hold on. We need to slow down here. When's our truce up? July. Alright, it's time to start actually preparing to go to war here. So let's stop our troops from doing all this fun stuff. And bring them down to the Grenada border. And we will collect up all of our ships. And we're going to go ahead and we're going to stick them right here. They're all there now? Oh, there's only one there. Where's the other guys? Come over here too. Need all of our ships to be in one spot. One nice big armada so we can lay down some blockades on them when we go to war. Which is going to be coming up here momentarily. July, we're April, so we got another month or so to wait. We'll go ahead and speed her up here just to get there. Alright, coming in on our first. Who's this? Navarre. They look like they already know what's going on. They're standing here ready to go to war. I didn't know that the AI... Oh, we got a whole lot of spy network to use here. Let's use that up first. Get ourselves some claims. And then let's bring back this guy. Okay, truce is over. We got a diplomat. Let's go ahead and declare war on Grenada. And I guess it doesn't really matter. That's probably their highest. Points 14, 6, 7, yeah. We'll make that our war goal. Nobody wants to join us. Mazab's going to join on their side. That's nothing. They don't have any other allies. I mean, we could take more gold from them if we really wanted to. I don't even think that's worth it. We'll go ahead and get this war going. We will move those guys in there. We'll move these guys in here. Yeah, the state's not going to be too happy about that because we didn't get our manpower up to 90%. But they're all still over 50, so that's really all that matters. Let's go ahead and we will detach our siege. Does this guy even have any siege pips? No, so it doesn't matter. Let's recall that guy back. And we will set the free diplomat over to, I guess, just neighboring countries for now. Here, we'll just go ahead and we'll split these guys in half. Because this guy also has no siege pips. So he's not going to really be... Neither of these guys are really overly useful for making things any easier. These guys are going to be no issue at all. What are they going to really do? Alright, this guy. Gain a free stability. Thank you. We will do that for sure. Him up in here. This guy over here. And we'll just speed up, wait for these sieges to drop. I don't want any of them to get it. Who's going to be... So none of them are going to drop below 30% if we do that. So, yeah. Screw you guys. You guys are not getting any free land out of me. Even 1% control is too much. good. Enrique has died. A 4-3-4? Yeah, we'll take the new 4-3-4 guy. I don't care he has a weak claim. We'll fight the rebels that come with that. Thank you, Enrique. I knew you wouldn't let us down. You're good at one thing, and that is dying early and not being a burden on my country. Okay, so that's done. So we'll move him up here. We'll let this go on. And we'll move him over here. Okay, we'll combine these guys up. Do we just have access yet? No. Who do we not have access through? Either of them? He won't give me military access. He will, though. So go ahead and ask for it. Why don't you have a leader? Oh, because Enrique died, so we'll give you another leader. Did both of my leaders die? Okay, that's weird. Alright, but whatever. We'll go ahead and we'll use our boats to get us over the water here. Now we'll speed it down since we're going to be doing some actual warring again. No, we need to move him over here to do a blockade for us. Move down, we'll start taking out Mazab. Yeah, their ships ran away. I knew they weren't going to want to engage me. Oh, and there. We have finished taking down all of the Grenadan territory. We just need to go down here and kick their allies' ass, and this war will be over. At this point, boats don't need to do anything. We'll send them back in so they can get any repairs they need. I guess we can go ahead and speed up the movements here. Consolidate these guys up and detach the siege. Still no siege pips on our general, because that would be far too easy. Is he gonna try to jump on our guys? We do need to send some more troops over there though, because they took some attrition. Who's this guy fighting in a war against? Is Mazab in another war with these guys? That's... seems like a dumb move to be in a war with me and those guys, but... okay. I mean, let's just go stomp on him. Where's he going? Here? Let's see if we can get in there and help those guys win that battle. No, we weren't early enough to help them win the battle, but we were surely... oh, I don't want to help them siege it back, though. I don't need to be taking no attrition for a war I'm not even involved with. Go ahead. Oh, Siege Mazab is over. This war is done. Let's go ahead and get our guys up together. I know you're gonna start sending peace offers. Let's move you down here to the coast, just to get out of his territory. Ah, there goes our free stability that we won earlier. Or that we were just granted earlier. But I guess it's better than having us now need to spend the admin points. We could tech up military, but we'll just wait. Oops. Let's go ahead and sue this guy for peace. What do we got? Obviously, we want all of his money. All 15 of it. He can keep paying us. Take some prestige, I guess. Don't really want any of his territory. I guess just transfer me his trade power. That seems like a pretty... seems like getting off lightly for coming to war with Spain. Well, Castile. Alright, so we'll go ahead and kick him out of the war. And once we get our diplomat back, we'll go ahead and we'll seize all this Grenadan territory. So we want it all. And we want all of their money. And then, I mean, we can't really make them do anything else, so... I won't bother with that. Alright, and that is how you win the first war against the Grenadans. What's this? Reclaim it. Fate of the kingdom. Lose 2 stability. Change it all to Catholic automatically, kick them out, or gain a free stability. I'm assuming we're just going to want to take the stability hit. Make it all French, or make it all Catholic. Saves me the trouble of needing to do that, and we will just spend some admin points here to boost that back up. Not going to be too overly concerned about it, and we will start moving these guys back over to our territory. These guys can combine up, and we'll move them up here. They are in need of a leader, though. And move them up here. So what do we got here? Convert Iberia, get a permanent claim. Lots of stuff down here. And good. So I'm assuming nobody really cared about that aggressive expansion. -5. I mean, these guys cared, but I don't really care if these guys care. 'Cause come at me. Come at me, bro. Oh, I see someone new followed me. Thank you. Why what? What are you asking me why I did what? Why did I convert all this to Catholic and take the stab hit? If that's what you're asking, it's because I'd rather save my money and use that elsewhere. Ooh, 50 points there. I'm gonna have to leave some prestige. Oh, I don't have my rivals all insulted. What am I doing here? Why not stay as Roman? Spain. I'm going to be Spain until I can turn into Rome later on. My main plan is going to be to turn into Spain once, to Rome. Because I've never turned into Rome before, and I mean, that's late game anyway. I need to insult this guy. I've never gotten the turn into the Roman Empire achievement before, so I figure might as well do it as the first stream if I can manage to conquer everything that's needed anyway. Let's move you where? Who's got there? I guess you can just go there. Let's get these guys doing this. Oh, I need to get my navies back to protecting trade. Still Safi looks like the good choice. These guys going. Alright, so what happened here in the 100 Years' War? France, why didn't you take this territory? That would have been far more useful. Oh, you just mean in general, why would somebody... Oh, it gives you... I mean, Castile right now will turn into Spain once I get the Aragonese territory, and that's just because it'll let me automatically inherit all of Aragon, as opposed to needing to spend my monarch points on diplomatically annexing them. So that'll turn me from Castile to Spain, and turning into Rome is just a fun target to be. They get some cool, powerful ideas as far as trying to push from there into a world conquest and things of that nature. So it just adds some different flavor. It gives you a lot of bonuses too. You get to be able. It's one of the few times you can actually take over the actual province of Rome over here, owned by the Papal State. If you just occupy that as a Catholic and you're not the Papal State, then bad things happen. I guess I'm going to have to fabricate a claim on here if I actually want to go to war with them. Denmark's another fun one because they're interesting because they start up here with a couple of disloyal subjects, of course. So, as you know, but for anyone else that's watching that doesn't know, so you get to try to keep your subjects in line. A lot of kind of like France, but France is in a bit of a more advantageous place because their subjects are loyal as opposed to Denmark's, which aren't. All right, so what do we got? A looming disaster. Castilian Civil War. Stability less than 1. So we'll need to boost this up. Admin skills. We need our ruler to die. That's fine. I'm not really too overly concerned about that one. We do need to root out some corruption here, so we're not too bad. Let's call back this guy for a minute because I need to Stop doing this. Yeah, I've played with some of the flavor mods like that, but for this stream anyway, I just kind of wanted to come with the base game. Obviously, I've got some of the visual mods that don't really affect the gameplay. Formulation. You can form Norway in the base game, but or I guess Norway's here. You can form it as Sweden too if you take it over. What do you mean by Denmark, mark Norway? Land morale, military tactics, so we'll tech up here. Denmark, Norway. Oh, I might have to check that one out. Alright, let's get this guy back. We're gonna go ahead and put him up here to start fabricating some claims up in France for us. It's a historical union. Oh, I've never heard of that one. I was unfamiliar. That's good though. How are we doing up here in these guys? We can build one more ship. We'll go ahead and build one more light ship just to make a nice even 10 in our fleet there. And of course we are losing some money now. But that's just because of the corruption that we're getting and our overextension and all that. So once this land here gets cored for us, we'll be good to go. Burgundy's going to war with England, really? Seems like an early bold move, Burgundy. Greenland and Iceland was Norway until Denmark annexed them and stole Greenland and Iceland. Yeah, they didn't do... Norway owns Iceland up here, and Greenland, I think it's just native at this point at the start. I know it's been a while since I played any New World starts, so I don't remember exactly how they look at the beginning here. When's this gonna fire? 54. I don't think I'm overly too concerned. We'll fight this. We might as well fight it early on. I'm interested to see what Burgundy thinks they're gonna do. Renaissance. Where did Renaissance pop at? Or in Mantua. Yeah, I find a lot of as far as historical accuracy in this game, it's a little hit or miss. Let's go ahead and get our claim on them. Let's bring them back. I kind of wanted Burgundy to help me fight France, which I'm assuming they're not going to be willing to do right now. Oh, they want me to owe them favors. They don't even want land. Oh, they would take land if they weren't fighting in another war. Okay, so we can get Burgundy in, and we can get Brittany in. Portugal is fighting in... Who's Portugal fighting with? Oh, they're fighting against Burgundy. Oh, because they're allied to England. So that makes sense. That's good. I want Portugal to be kind of busy for a little bit, so that way they're not worrying about Morocco land. I kind of wish Burgundy wasn't fighting England right now, because that's going to be a long war, because they're not going to be able to get a whole lot of war score. So that's a little bit of a wrench in the French plan, because they have 52. There's no way I can compensate 52. Not without Burgundy. Denmark tried to take over Estonia 3 times. All of them failed. Yeah, I find a lot of times that trying to take over another country in real life is usually a bad idea. It tends to not go well, especially the further on through history you get, other than some times where it happened and then it gets undone. Yeah, I can afford that. We might as well get some free prestige. Where's the rest of my navy at? Oh, they're still out to sea. Might as well bring them back in. Dock up. How are we doing on techs? We got the military tech there, but we'll wait to get the next one. These ones are a little lagging behind, but that's fine. Yeah, I guess we'll have to lose the Diplo points. Got some cores finishing up here. Probably can't state it until we have them all. At least territorial accord. Which is going to also involve another 60 points here to make this last one a core. Oh, what do they want us to do this time? Base tax. They want us to fight England. I don't want to fight England. England is a bad idea this early in the game because I can't fight their navy. Which means getting to their mainland is very difficult. They want me to take over Tunis trade power. I don't want to spend the admin points on this. I guess we'll take this one and just let it fail, because the burgers are my most happy ones right now. And we'll go ahead and take some more crown land from them all while we have enough points. It's kind of annoying that I would get kind of screwed over there with those I saw one where we're gonna go through in the 1300s to 1500s. Yeah, that's about the time frame where taking over countries started to be less of a good idea. Alright, we got our 60 admin points. We can go ahead and start coring this guy. I don't think there's even anyone we can fabricate more on here, is there? No more neighboring provinces. Who you got? Who you allied us? Tunis and Jer. Alright, yeah, you will be our next target over there. Burgundy doing? They siege down Calais yet? They have it. They have the one territory they're gonna get, because I doubt France will let them come stroll down here. We'll see if we see a Burgundy army show up down in the Laborde area down here. Something tells me not. It's funny, I'm building a spy network and trying to improve relations with Tunis at the same time. Alright, this is getting 1 year out. Still not too bad. I guess we'll take more trade power from them for now. Till we get a big enough army or navy that we can actually look at taking on the British, which will be quite a ways from now. I don't think we could take on the French Navy this one. That is a little regrettable. Clergy's losing power. Always good when the clergy loses some power. 1950s would be the time for taking over countries. A bad idea because you try to stop it. A lot of countries would intervene, like the USA or the USSR. Yeah, but even slightly before that, you know, you took over countries and you generally got your ass kicked and had to give them back. I guess up till maybe just prior to World War I would be, I'd say maybe probably the better cutoff. Let's go ahead and get ready for these separatists that are going to come out. Saint performed a miracle. Oh yeah, we'll take the free stability, because our leader is probably getting up there in age. Oh, he's only 49. We'll see if he manages to survive. Give me a clickable option where I don't have to give them any land. Alright, let's go ahead and make this a state, but we're not going to go ahead and core it yet, because I want Tech 4 and admin before that. Hurry up and get the next level of military tech, and then we're going to focus admin. Yeah, I'll take the admin points. Definitely. Castilian Civil War. Oh. 534 with the... Yeah, okay, we'll take the better heir with a stronger claim. That will bring us closer to Aragon. Because it doesn't make Portugal mad, right? It doesn't say it makes Portugal mad. It just says it brings us closer to Aragon, which I mean I'm okay with. So we'll go ahead and do that. Lots of rebels everywhere. France declared war on Aragon. Is that what that just said? They did. That is interesting. Wonder how that's gonna go for Aragon. I'm not too much of a fan of that. We'll have to go back up to neutral stability. So where are all these guys at? Oh, poor Navarra. They're getting their shit kicked there. Let's go ahead and we'll snap that guy. No, it's not that guy. Yeah, and then we'll go up there. This guy will go pop those guys, and then come pop those guys, and then we'll worry about... yep, we're definitely going to extend these monopolies for now. Get a whole bunch of free money. Alright, let's just slow time down a little bit here while we're fighting rebels. Okay, so they're jumping. Where are they jumping to? Let's go finish those rebels off. Oh, Expendable Ensign! Expendable Ensign has showed up in the... Where's these guys going? Gibraltar. So go down and kill them there. These guys are dead. Gibraltar's down, so now we'll go kill these guys. Feel like countries would care more about their own expansion than other countries unless it's their enemy or they're taking over a spot where that country has economical interest in. Yeah, that, especially back in the old days, that was definitely, if they didn't have a vested interest in it, they didn't bother. And I mean, even that goes as far as World War II, I would say, because the only reason the US really got involved in that was going where? Armenia? Almera? Go down there to fight them. And we'll go up in here and start sieging that back. Alright, consolidate that. We're going to go ahead and detach our siege. Does he have siege pips? He does not. So you can just head back down there. Stomp on these. No, we don't need to do that. More rebels in Grenada, which I'm fine with because we're standing right beside them. And are they just going to run right into Grenada too? We're just going to fight them all in one big batch. Let's go ahead and have these guys come down and just reinforce us just in case. That's a good idea. And that should be it for our rebel problem for a little bit anyway. Alright. Send him over there. Siege pips? Nobody's got siege pips, right? That'd be too convenient. That should be enough to do it. And we'll send him just over here. Those guys are going that way. They're good. So the Civil War's over, right? No. What is it? Stability, at least one. Need a bit more admin power for that. Spawn rebels are not pretenders. We don't have any spawned rebels. Why did you... Oh, I sent the wrong one over here. We don't have any spawned rebels. They must be counting the rebel control provinces. And not pretender rebels. So we don't have any pretender rebels. This will be over pretty quick once we get our sieges back. So we'll go back to speed 5. Oh, government reforms. What do we got? We're already getting income from vassals. That's good. We'll probably switch to that later on. More manpower or more tax. Might as well take more tax and take away some influence from these guys. Yeah, the Navy part of this game isn't really the best. I've never been a big fan of that. Like, because now I just gotta move this Navy out here just to help this siege happen. Just to give us a blockade. But yeah, and the Navy battles, they don't make as much sense when you're watching them happen. Like when you're watching the two generals duke it out and you're seeing the actual combat on land between two land armies, it looks alright. It kind of makes sense. You can follow a flow. What? Okay. Trade range in a marketplace. We'll do that. Let's see if there's anywhere worth building any marketplaces in. But just overall, the Navy part of this game is not the greatest. Yeah, we might as well build a couple of these. Save a little bit of money for some churches later on. I guess this guy can go back to doing this while we get these sieges done. How much admin points do we need? 130. Siege of Barrios is done. This guy can move down to Toledo where they gonna hang out. The last jousting tournament. Oh, I don't want to spend the admin points. Take the slight prestige hit just because I need the admin points to end the Civil War. Traveling Minstrel. Oh wait, no I don't. I just got a free stability. Thank you, free stability. That couldn't have come at a greater time. One of our advisors has died. What do we got? I guess we'll take the free manpower just because that'll help slightly. Oh, we got a whole bunch of claims to fabricate here. I haven't been watching my claims. I haven't been watching my spy network guy. I need 30 for the last one. Good. So at least I didn't wait too long. And at least he didn't get caught before I realized it. I would really like this siege to end any time now. It's been going on forever. How long has it been going on? I guess it won't tell us until it's over. Oh, yeah, it's only 2 different. We won't be getting any. All right, Tech 5 for our military. That's going to make us significantly stronger than anybody that's still got Tech 4. Which is France. What are you doing, Burgundy? You're at peace. You're targeting allies. You're just targeting neighbors. We'll bring you back. We'll use you as our... Let's see what France looks like right now. Brittany doesn't want to join. Why not? Attitudes towards... enemies. You started liking France. Burgundy will join. Alright. You need to stop doing this. Why are you low morale? I don't know why you're low morale. It's fine though. We'll move you guys up here. I think it's gonna go time to destabilize the French, guys. I think that they're in a weakened position here in their war with Aragon, and Burgundy's in a position to go to war with us. Aragon's actually occupying Paris. Yeah, is Aragon losing this war? No, they're winning this war. Oh, this could be a very good moment if this siege would ever end, guys. Because if we can go up there and double kick... oh, another free stability. +2 stability. That is tasty. Tasty for us heading into this war. We still have a tech advantage on them. They're in a war that they're losing. Burgundy's going to join us. We have a claim. I think we're sitting pretty good, guys. Let's get up here and get into position. England, are you going to give me access, military access? You won't, but I bet you will when I'm at war with France. That should be give you enough motivation. If not, we can get through Aragon. All right. I really wish the Britons would join. How much do you like France by? France. You don't like France. If you don't like France, why don't you want to join this war? Attitude towards the enemies. Alright, well, whatever. Me and Burgundy should be able to do it. We outnumber them. Nobody has any cannons. And they're getting their ass kicked already. I don't even know if I'm going to take any land in this war. I think it might be just solely to force them to release some vassals. Maybe I will take my 1 claim up here just because that'll give me access to take some more claims later on. Alright, here we go. We're gonna go to war with France, everybody. Let's hope that this was a good plan. Alright. Are you gonna... You still don't want to give me... Let's wait for a monthly tick and see if that's gonna change. Still won't give me military access, you sons of bitches. You'll give me military access though. Alright. Still no siege, guys. You know what? I got a tech advantage now, so I'm gonna go ahead and I'm gonna pop another guy. Still no siege pips. Ah, come on. Who's Enrique in charge of? He is no longer in charge of this army. Alright, so I guess we gotta do this the hard way. So... No, why can't you? Oh, because all these French forts here are blocking me. England, you're really stuffing this up for me, you guys. I really wish you would just give me military access. 141, there's no way I can easily make that up. I guess I'm gonna siege back some forts for fucking these guys. Aragon, you better be glad I'm doing this. At least Burgundy's in here to help me. They'll start this war. Like I said, I only really want one territory. And I have to give something to Burgundy to make them happy. Provence didn't join their war with us, so that's going to be good. Oh, someone's up there sieging territory for me, though. That's good. I guess this isn't such a bad thing having to siege this down. I'm not having to fight the French. And I'm getting all the stuff I want. Merchant suffering. I'm gonna have to spend the Diplo points because I don't want to lose any money. My siege is over, so I guess I'll move up and start sieging that one down. Morocco hating me. Oh, darn. The only reason Morocco's not getting their ass kicked right now is because I'm fighting the French. Let's see, 10 ships. That's... Oh. Okay, good. Aragon is helping me with my... doing the blockader for me, so I don't have to. I'll take the autonomy. That'll burn off itself. Where's French occupying it? Up there, that's fine. England, you still don't want to let me in? It's getting better, though. I don't think it's gonna actually help, though. Oh, I can call in allies. Who wants to come? Portugal? Portugal will join? Let's go ahead and call Portugal in. That'll be fine. Spend some favors with Portugal, just to make sure we have the definitive upper hand. Take some influence away from the nobility. One hour in and we're already taking down France. Which is, can't really complain about that at all. Welcome back, Imperial Dev. You missed me declaring war on France because they were getting their ass kicked by Aragon and Burgundy was out of their war with England, so it was a very advantageous time. Other than the fact that I don't have any access through England to get up in there. They won't give me any military access, but I had to conquer back a couple of forts here for Aragon because they were holding me back from getting in there. But luckily, Burgundy and other people are sieging down territory for me, so once we get... Oh. Alright, they just pieced out. Good. So that means I don't have to finish sieging down these forts. Where can I get to? Can I get right up to Paris? I can. And now I have access through England. So France must have gotten me access. Lovely, lovely. They waited till right then. Alright, now that we're actually in a good war here, let's slow time back down. Where's all my enemies at? Seem to be just clustered right here. How many troops do they have left? We're slightly ahead of them. That's fine. Can't separate peace out there, guys, right? Yeah. My main goal in this war is going to be just taking this province here. Santiago. Can you hear me now? Okay, yeah, I found it, and my microphone went out. I was like, I can still see the stuff going out the stream mix, so it was me. So yeah, none of you guys just heard that while I was talking about tearing apart France. So I guess I'll say that all again. That's interesting. My mic stopped going through the board. So we just took away 4 of France's 5 vassals. We took 1 province from them. We gave Burgundy 1 province because we were somewhat obligated to do it. I mean, I could have said just not, made them upset, spent some favors later on to make their trust in me go back up. But at this point in the game, it was far better just to keep the trust for what we need. Makes Burgundy super happy when you give them something in war. So we gave them 1 province, we took 1 province, but most importantly, all the subjects of France except for 1 are gone. I took away 4 of the 5 of the most powerful of them, so I decimated them as far as their stuff. So you can hear me now, though, right, Douchey? Should be able to hear me now. Okay, good. All right. So the ass kicking of France has happened. We've kicked the shit out of France, which is good. Which is exactly what I wanted. That has destabilized that pretty good. Why are people outraged? Who's outraged? Nobody's really outraged. But we'll go ahead and burn off what little like progressive expansion we're gonna get. That gave us a fairly long truce with all of them, which is fine. That'll give us some time to come down here and start kicking the shit out of Morocco as soon as we get some manpower back. Military access for Portugal. Who's Portugal fighting? Nobody. They just want to walk through. Okay, sure. That's fine. Oh, they had one of their troops left up in there from, I guess, when they were fighting someone earlier. Oh, they want to go against Morocco. Okay, well, hold on. I need to flag some of this as critically important land. And I need to move down here. I need to make sure that I get the sieges on this stuff. Let's bring both my navies together. Portugal's in a race with me. Hey, slow down time here. Who's gonna have a war there? Morocco. Am I? Oh, I haven't accepted the war yet. That's why. Okay. So I'm gonna go and try to sneak my way in and get that fort. Then I'm gonna try to sneak my way and get here. And let's see if I can pull it off. Let's see if I can get in here before... Nope, Portugal is going to get in there first. Okay. So, I want to try to get in and take Fez. And really, if Portugal takes this coast, I'm going to be less concerned about it. I would prefer to get this coast up in this way, into the Mediterranean. So as long as I can keep Portugal from... let's leave a couple guys there. I'm more concerned with taking Mediterranean land than down here, because eventually all of Portugal's land is going to be my land anyway. They're just holding on to it for now. Okay, oh, I can take ships, but I don't want to. I want to keep the... Might as well at least help them get that siege down quicker. Don't worry about Fez for now. Because we will own Portugal at some point. We'll get a mission to restore the union on them, and we will get to take them as a junior partner in a personal union. See if I can get a siege guy this time. Oh, I did. Finally got a guy with siege pips, guys. That is good. We'll switch which armies are in there just to make this siege happen a little faster. I guess we'll speed up. We'll go 4 this time just because Morocco's getting a little dicey on what they're doing with their troops here. I don't want them sneaking up around me. Looks like they're just retreating down in the southern Morocco. Oh, our king has died. We are in a regency. Our heir is very young. We will be in a regency forever. Oh. Let's hope that the queen lives until our heir is of age so we can at least declare wars and all of that. But our legitimacy is going to tank. We need to make sure that we keep some nice high prestige and power protection going on. Let's siege these guys up. And I guess we'll move down here. Iberian wedding, here we go. This is good. So let's move these armies up in here because we're gonna have to fight it. I don't think I saw. Did Naples get free? Naples did get their freedom, so we won't get Naples, but we are about to get Aragon. Lots of people are gonna hate it, and we're gonna get some rebels, but that's fine. We can go and stomp on them super quick. Mission claims in Aragon. That's going to give me my CB on Portugal, which I don't want to do yet. We have far too good of relations to be able to declare war on Portugal at this point. We're going to have to tank those and kind of plan ahead on when we're going to go to war with Portugal. And there. Now we own Aragon. And Aragon is now forced into our war. Perfect. That actually happened pretty quick. We aren't even 20 years into the game yet, and I've already taken over. Already had the Iberian wedding pop. So let's go ahead and move these guys back down here. So we're going to ignore this mission for now, just because the CB is only going to last for 25 years, and I don't think 25 years is going to be quite long enough for me to want to. Go ahead and we'll move him down there. These guys over here. 25 years isn't long enough for me to want to go to war with Portugal. I'd prefer for them to have started getting into their colonization game and all that a fair bit more before I oh yeah, jump right on me, Morocco. Go ahead. Orleans sent me an insult. We've occupied some land. Go ahead and move yourself down there. Where do we occupy? Down here. Go ahead and move down here. Morocco's pretty weak, so we're gonna go ahead and nope. Where's the siege at? That's great there. There's my siege guy. You're my siege guy. Go down and siege this fort for me. Too serious up there. Diplomatic insult, I don't really care about that, CB. We're not going to be fighting any diplomatic insult wars against tiny little French countries. We'll save our truces with them for fighting actual wars. So we did kind of block Portugal off from getting most of the land. They're going to probably take some provinces there, but they're not going to be able to come down here and just stroll through Morocco like I'm sure they wanted to. Burgundy, yes, I will royal marry you. Oh yeah, who's my loss of marriages? Navarra needs one. And then Aragon's not eligible because they're a junior partner. What's this guy doing? He's just going to stand there? Waiting for the rest of his army. They got two pretty big armies, or they got these guys waiting. Portugal, you just do your thing down there. Don't worry about what's going on over here. I don't want this war to last forever. So you worry about that, and I'll worry about Morocco. Let's go ahead and speed up here so that fort falls a little faster for us. I don't really want to lose either of them. Guess I'll take the prestige hit, because we'll get some more here for fighting some battles momentarily. Oh, Portugal, you dumbasses. Why would you get in that war, or that battle? What are you gonna do? Where you going? Where you going? Tech are you on? Tech 4, I got a tech advantage on. What tech are you on, Portugal? 5. Well, you have a tech advantage on. How'd you get your asses kicked by the more... Who did you just piece out? Toger. I didn't even know that they were in this war. Who's in this war? It's just us now, right? Yeah. Morocco and his vassals. Come on, fort. Alright, good. Fort fell. So, Moroccan army's there. Let us take these guys over. These guys can start doing some sieging for us. Actually, we'll send them in too. Send both our armies in there. Just make sure we take them down. We will extend our monopolies again for another 10 years. Go at least 30 years on those. Give us a nice little juicy bits of money. Alright, this battle's about to start. Ooh. Come on, boys. You can do it. Alright, good. That almost looked like we were going to lose that war. See if we can chase them down and stack wipe them. Where are they going to go? I'm not taking over Morocco. I am helping Portugal in a war with Morocco. I got called in as an ally. I'm hoping they might just give me some land since I seized it all on them. But no, Portugal beat me to the Morocco war. Geez, I don't really want any of these guys. But I do want the admin points, so I guess I'll take missionary strength. We'll go stack wipe Morocco down here. Well, maybe stack wipe them. They get pretty far. Might have to chase them some more. Yeah, where are they running to now? We will continue to chase them down until we stack wipe them. Oh, wait, no, the war is over. Oh, Portugal. You didn't give me any land. You tight bastards. I did get some money and some prestige and some power projection. Portugal. I'm disappointed in you guys. I thought we were friends. I brought my my allies with me, and you didn't even do, or I guess not my allies, I brought my subjects with me, and you didn't even give me any land. Alright, what do we got? We still got that, so we don't want to do that yet. We will embrace the Renaissance, though, because that will make our techs cheaper. Go ahead and we will take this tech, and we'll be able to take the next military tech now, because that's not going to unbalance our research. I'm going to wait to core those. What can I make states? That up there. Yeah, we won't state that yet. It's too far from our main territory for me to want to spend the governing capacity on that at this point. Got nobody we can dispute succession on. Jimmy Diplo, who do we got military access to? Oh no, we took the Iberian wedding. You want to make Danish Canada? Yeah, I mean, colonizing is fairly easy early on, and from Denmark, it's a pretty easy search over to discover Canada. And if you can get there before England does, it's pretty easy to become the colonizers there. Not sure if England started colonizing yet or not. Oh, they're not on admin 5 yet, so they haven't been able to get their idea group going. Why are you idle? Allies are all super happy. That's good. Let's put you on own subjects for a little bit. Make sure all my subjects are super happy. Can't annex you. Oh, I can annex you now. I kind of wanted to feed him French land, but England still holds it, and we crippled France, so there's no way that French is going to, you know what? I'll do it. I will annex. I need 190. Alright, well, let's improve relations with them. Get ourselves back up to 190, and then we'll annex them, take that mountain fort for ourselves. No need for them to own it and exist and be taking up a diplo slot anymore, since I can't feed them French land. And it's going to be a while before I can go to war with England, because Burgundy took over Calais, so really there's only 2 provinces I could theoretically occupy for any kind of war score. So oh, my military leader left, and these guys are not doing their things. Do your things. Did I just see that both my leaders now have siege pips? Excellent. Siege pips all around. Siege pips all around. So, I guess for our next maneuver, when's our truce with France over? Where's my truces at? There they are. Truce with France is 77, so we've got still 11 years on that. I'm guessing Flemson will be a next good target, because what's Morocco? Morocco's still way off, so who's Flemson allied with? Tunis and Gearhead. Tunis appears to be getting in a war with Fezzan right now. What are you doing, Mamluks? Mamluks, you're getting your ass kicked by AQ. Oh no, by Korokon move. What? How are you letting that happen? It's not even AQ kicking your ass over there. Oh, guys. The Purple Phoenix has risen. Byzantium, look at this, guys. We actually have the AI Byzantium managed to not get destroyed by the Ottomans. That makes Anatolia region very interesting for this campaign, because I do need to take over basically all of Turkey area and all the Balkans for to form Rome. And Byzantium just made that a whole lot more easier. I don't think in any campaign I've ever seen Byzantium ever actually managed to do this. I mean, players can do it, but Byzantium to do it, yeah, that is a thick Byzantium. Who are they allied with? Serbia. And Serbia also has Bosnia. So they're allied with a bit of the Balkans. Yeah, I've never seen the AI not just get swallowed up. They did lose Constantinople, though. That's interesting. They lost their capital, but they managed to take a bunch of territory. They must have had multiple wars with the Ottomans. Who's the Ottomans at war with? Trebizond. So they're trying to take up some of the Caucasian land up there. That is mighty interesting to see. So, all right, we're going to speed 5 because we need to recover our lost forces from that Morocco war we got drug into immediately after our French war, and we have basically no manpower. What do you got here? Yeah, I'll take the tax. Get it over time. Bamlux is now angry at us. Oh, we have a free rival slot. Oh, because we eclipsed Morocco. Right. Yeah, well, I mean, Mamluks is going to be before we fight the Ottomans, so I guess we might as well go for them. A lot of relationships keep building up over here. As soon as this guy hits 190, we'll be able to start annexing him. Their flag looks too much like ours. It's just flipped over. We're going to need to take them over soon so that their flag doesn't exist. What's Austria doing? He's got no partnership yet. He hasn't even taken. He's taken land from Bohemia, but he didn't take the personal union over them. That's a bold choice, Bohemia or Austria, to just snake some land from them. All right, can we build churches? We can build churches, right? Yeah, let's throw some churches out here. So let's suck it up some tax monies. How's our economy looking? We're making a fair bit, even though we're spending some here. And everything's all max maintenance. Oh, hold on, we can make even more. Let's go ahead and bust our light ships out. Set them to protect some trade for us. Still looking like Bordeaux. That'll prevent some from getting pulled out. But Safi's just barely giving us the best. French separatists. Oh no. I may have to harsh treatment them because there's no way that England is going to give me access to that. England, you're going to war with Foxit. Oh, you're going to start expanding down into here. You're going to make it easy for me to take territory for you by giving yourself more land so I can get more war score. You got Sweden Liberty Desire down to 13%. Well, that's good, because Flemson just took a nice big chunk of Morocco out. They're going to be a tasty good one. Yeah, 13%, they're not likely to get any support that's going to push them over 50. Unless you've got like a giant PLC over here that is trying to get in there, or if maybe Muscovy, Russia, for some reasons, really trying to go after you hard, they might. But 13% is low enough that you'll probably be able to maintain that pretty easy till you can integrate them. Oh, if they can't support independence, you're too easy. Oh, I guess I'm gonna have to take the prestige. I don't want to take any extra. I'm gonna have to harsh treatment these guys, 'cause I don't want the French revolt up there. I can see some land. What are they waiting for me on here for? Oh, they're waiting on trade power. Whatever. I'm still gonna steal land back from them. Oh, I don't have Aragon set to siege. Good. Alright. Yeah, so if you don't have the DLC for anyone to support their independence, you're great. Santiago, that's up there. Yeah, give me less unrest. I'll give you some autonomy so you don't have any unrest, because that should give you pretty much no unrest. 27 years? Yeah, I don't have to worry about them revolting. Yeah, so you'll be able to handle Sweden for sure. You don't want to form Scandinavia. You don't have to form Scandinavia. You're able to integrate them and just keep that land, and just don't take the decision to form the Scandinavia country. So you can still integrate and take all that land as your own. Oh, we got Pope things we can do. Let's go ahead and get the Pope to give us some more taxes, because we are still early game. Taxes is by far our biggest moneymaker right now. Our armies are almost fully reinforced now. That'll be good. So we can start building up some actual manpower. Burgundy. Oh, why? I don't want to go to war right now, but I want to keep you as an ally. This is very inconvenient, Burgundy. Let's bring this guy back. Let's start annexing this guy. Oh, Burgundy, Burgundy, Burgundy. Who are we at war with? France again. Why? Why would we have to be at war with France? At least France is severely underwhelming at this point. So you know what? We're going to send one army up. We'll send one army up and we'll do a little bit of sieging for them. At least we got the... Oh, we don't even fight with mercenaries, so that's fine. Let's go ahead and bring this down. Speed 3 for wartime. Our allies are really making things inconvenient for us in this campaign. They're calling us into unnecessary wars. But at least he's taking Savoy land this time and not French land. I would far rather him be doing that. Can we sneak in here? Yeah, we can. Latvia to maybe take all their lands, or maybe just take the island Denmark had there. Yeah, sometimes it's not about taking land in war. Sometimes it's about crippling your enemy. Sometimes even if that's just a financial crippling, even if you just want to take all their money, get war reps, not control that province, steal their trade power if you can. Humiliate rivals, another good one too, because it gives you a lot of like power projection, which severely helps with lots of stuff. Speaking of coming back, so let's keep you out and let's see if we can get some. What do we got? We can do both of our 7th of March, 2 years from now. We can insult this guy. Or like what I did with France, that's another good one. If you can make them release any subjects, or if you can make them release nations, that's another good one. Yeah, I mean, if you're playing for historical reasons too, that's always a good reason to decide to take lands that you want. This game definitely has a good appeal for the role-playing side of things too, where you can try to either recreate history or kind of embellish it to where you think it maybe should have went in your opinion, things like that. See if we can start catching some of the French armies as we run around here. It's really easy. They don't have any of these forts that they normally would have that are all owned by all their dudes. What's the actual war goal here? Take Brescia. Let's go take the war goal for them. Burgundy is again going hard after France. Maybe they'll do some more splitting up of France for me, because that would be nice and convenient. But we'll go ahead and siege down the war goal. Split in half. We'll take the guy with the general. Then we'll go ahead and start sieging down Savoy's capital as well. Ooh. Bring the whole army in to do it. France is going to try to jump on us. We'll lose the 10 diplo points. We'll crush the French army. We'll go ahead and take our non-general army out. Nope, we won't, because we don't have enough to siege if we do that. You know what? No, I'm not doing it. Burgundy, I refuse to bring both of my armies into your war. You're going to get one of them. I've already spent enough manpower on allies in the last short little bit. You all owe me favors, and I better be collecting on these when it's time. You better not be balking on no wars for any bullshit reasons. Alright, we just started owning them, so let's see if that put us over. 1 over, that's fine. We're not going to be concerned. Oh, you got a god tier heir, 666. That is perfect. Make sure you do not assign him as a general. You definitely don't want to lose him before he rules. For that, I'd almost be willing at that point to abdicate my my throne when he became of age. Well, I guess it depends on what your current ruler has for stats. Take your free backs. God tier also at 666. Wait a minute. Yeah, 666. Oh, I see what you mean. No, 666 is just the highest, so they call them the God tier because you can't get a higher tier than that. Oh man, that is one hefty fort. Take my whole army just to siege it. Oh, France, you were gonna try to jump on him, then you thought better. Yeah, I caught the joke after I said it. Yeah. Oh. You know what? I'm gonna let them die. Ferreira shouldn't have been getting in wars you couldn't handle. Yeah, what's your current ruler stats at? I'm sure it's gonna be better than whatever I'm rolling with, this 222 consort. Who's gonna die soon? She's 75 and my heir's still not of age. I'm gonna be losing my ability to call wars for a few years here soon. Go ahead and speed 4 it through, or speed 5 it through this siege. France, you're getting a little uppity up there. Oh, there she goes. Queen has died. We are now under a Regency Council. Sad times. A 3-3-2, yeah. With a 3-3-2, I might even consider taking the prestige hit and all that to abdicate when it's when your heir turns of age. Because 666, you want him to rule as long as he possibly can. So getting him in as soon as he turns 15 and letting him rule until he hopefully dies at a ripe old age. That's definitely, it's one of the few times I consider taking the major stability hits or major prestige hits and legitimacy hits to do that. Oh, he's about to die? Then you're even better. Then you're all set. And jump on the French army here. It's, oh, I always hit detached siege when I want to just split in half. Why are you taking the long way around? Occupied by the Palatinate? Why is the Palatinate at war with the Papal State? Who's at war with Stalsberg? I see. Papal State just got themselves pulled into a war. But what does blockading enemy ports do? Blockading enemy ports does a few things. First of all, if you look at a siege, let's look at this siege here. If you don't have, if it's a coastal fort, so like if this fort was on a coast, they would be getting a bonus here that they lose if you're blockading it. So they get like a bonus to their dice rolls against you if it's not blockaded. If it's not a fort, it just does things like lowers their tax and production from that province, and it increases unrest, I believe, as well. So it causes some negative effects for them. And if it's a fort that you're trying to seize, it has a positive effect for you in those circumstances. So France is almost 100% siege. Let's go ahead and siege this last one down for them. Okay, it looks like they're making away. Do these guys even have any troops left? Oh, they got a big army somewhere. Who owns it? Savoy owns it. And Milan has an army. Okay, who did they just piece out? Okay, war reps and some gold. Oh, they pieced out one of our allies. Should I take the deal of taking the most out of Estonia, or should I try and take it all? Well, there's a few things that I consider when I'm looking at a peace deal. A big one is your aggressive expansion. If you're going to get any coalitions that you don't think that you can handle, obviously that's a big indicator of not taking as much land as you can, and instead just focusing on the one troop there. And instead just trying to take a lot of money. If your economy is really suffering, you might want to prioritize taking things like gold, direct ducats out of them, taking war reparations, and taking like steer trade or transfer trade power, and other good ones if you need to boost your economy. But if you don't have any worry about any coalitions and you're not worried about your economy or anything, more land is always good, because more land is going to turn into, is naval supplies a good, it depends on if you're going for like a good naval battle or not. If you're as Denmark, I would say yes, because I mean you've got a lot of coastal provinces just to begin with up here all around Sweden and Norway. As well, like a lot of your early expansion is going to be like down into the HRE and up along here into like Latvia and Estonia and all that. So really, like all of these places here are all coastal. So building up a good big navy is easy, and if you have a big good navy, then you can do something like take on England. Because the thing about fighting England is it's really hard to get onto their land. They have a massive navy right out the jump, and they spend their whole time improving it. So it's really hard to land troops on the mainland England unless you can get lucky and maybe like steal a piece of Scotland or something. I believe you guys start with maybe one of these guys up, these provinces up here, that gives you an early way to get into Scotland. That's if you can, and you can backdoor England that way. I would suggest that. But if you're looking to take on England just mano a mano, then you're definitely going to want to look at having a very solid navy to do that. You can actually make them a puppet state. England? If you can make England a puppet state, then go do that. Because Latvia. Oh, that's good too. That's another good one. Especially if you take a look, like if you look at another country, if you're looking at your claims mode and then you click on another country, you can see what claims they have. So if you're clicking on them and they've got a lot of claims around there, you can actually go to war for their claims. And if you have them as a vassal, then you can actually spend diplomatic points later on to diplomatically vassalize them, as opposed to needing to use your admin points to actually core the land. I guess we'll take the reputation for now. So vassals are a good way if you're going to be able to feed them back land that either they have as cores that they've lost, or if you're going to be able to capture a bunch of their claims for them and then spend the diplo points later on to annex them that way, as opposed to spending the admin points up front to core it all. Especially if they're in lands that are expensive to core. So yeah, we're going to take our quantity ideas so we can make a nice big massive army. We got 7 years to wait before we can do that, so we're going to go ahead and take the extra manpower, and we're going to start pumping our way through that right away. Government reforms, what do we got? Autonomy change, promoted cultures, and global tariffs. Okay, so we're not going to be doing the colonies, so that's out. And I think I want the autonomy change, because we're going to end up with a lot of non-stated territories down in here. Here's the deal I kind of want to take. 110 money. You can replay your loans. You're taking 3 provinces and taking trade power. Yeah, I mean that's a peace deal that I would take. Like 3 provinces are always good, because provinces are going to give you obviously all the benefits of the provinces: higher manpower, higher force limits, and all that. Money, especially if it can pay off all the loans you had to take to go to war, always good. And then taking trade power is going to give you the long-term money benefits. So it helps give your economy a nice little boost. Which, of course, anytime your economy gets a boost, you can use to fight bigger, longer, and more grueling wars, which you can use to take even more and more territory. The best thing to think about this game is it's a marathon. It is not a sprint. You get like 400 years, pretty close, to... I don't care what those guys have any pending. France is going to give territories to Provence and Burgundy. I'm going to get some money out of it. That's fine, Burgundy. I'm hoping to get the Burgundian inheritance too. That would be super good if I could have that happen and just get all the free land from Burgundy. But yeah, if you think of the game as a marathon, not a sprint, you don't always have to take all the land right now. There's time for more wars. There's time for more conquest. You're going to be able to get in there again. And if you take less in a peace deal, the truce lasts for less time. So sometimes it's advantageous not to take a full 100% war score if you want to have a war with them again sooner. If you want to get back in there as quick as you can, sometimes take a little bit less. Oh, yeah, with Hearts of Iron 4 especially, it's all about taking as much as you can, as often as you can. I never played a whole lot of Victoria. Yeah, the state agenda failed. I knew that was going to happen. We'll wait till we can do this one to take the next one unless they force it on me. But yeah, so sometimes it's better. Just take a little bit. And like I said, when I did France, I could have taken a nice big chunk of France right along here and just expanded out here. But that would have created a significant amount of aggressive expansion up in here. Europe would not have been too pleased about it. Which, I wouldn't be normally too concerned about, but it's still early game. I don't need to get in any big coalitions right away. And it was more advantageous for me to force them to release all their vassals. Because if we look at France right now, like, this used to be their vassal. It's gone. They no longer have this. This used to be one of their vassals. It's gone. So, like, all this territory that used to be French-controlled are now all... they're all now independent. So they're free to do whatever they want. They're easier to take down because they don't have an overlord of Big Daddy France there to protect them from me. France has lost all the benefits they were getting, all the force limit, all the money they were getting from it. So France has essentially been kneecapped. It's great. From the lands I took and the trade power I took in the Baltic Sea. Exactly. That's what it is. It's a long game. So now you're making all that money. So now next time you go and fight them, you're going to be in a much more advantageous position over them. So it's not always about the immediate gains in this game. Sometimes it's about the long-term strategies and the long-term plays. Because you got to remember, this game takes place over like 400 years, where Hearts of Iron takes place over, 30, 40 years? I can't remember the exact time frame that Hearts of Iron runs for. So it's a significantly different time frame that you get to play with. Who are we still at war with? Just these little guys here. 7 years. Oh yeah, it's only 7 years. What am I talking about? It's been a while since I played Hearts of Iron. I far prefer playing Europa, and I do like Crusader Kings when I feel like playing a game where I'm kind of doing a story as opposed to doing a conquest game, because CK2 is all about the characters. It's definitely characters versus... Why is that? Come on, Burgundy. Take down that fort, would you? And Victoria 2 is 100 years. I played Victoria 2 once, and I don't know, I just couldn't get into it. Royal marriage with Burgundy died, so let's go ahead and fix that. Nobody's too overly outraged with me right now. Still just that one state. 1,000 hours. I play Victoria 2, HPM, or HFM. What's HPM and HFM mean? Speed 5 this through this. Mods. I'll have to check that out. I do own Victoria 2. I just haven't lost the claim on who? On Morocco. That's fine. Flimps and who I care about now. Yeah, I find the thing with EU4 is they add enough flavor with all the different updates they're doing, especially in the more recent updates that they've done. So I haven't had the need to add a bunch of mods to it. The mods I like for this are obviously the ones that kind of give you the better visuals, like the nicer flags, the easier to see country borders, and things like that. I also like playing in Iron Man mode, so I can get achievements in that, so I can't play anything that really modifies the base game. But something like Victoria or something, I would probably be more apt to play with. Not against mods in general. I love playing, like Minecraft, I play modded all the time, things like that. So I don't really want any of this territory, but I don't want them to hate it. Smaller nations like Denmark or something like that. Yeah, and I've found that recently Paradox has been doing a fair bit of focusing on the smaller nations as well in EU4, but it tends to be the non-European countries. They've been doing a lot in like the Far East and that over in the Asia area. Burgundy, Savoy is going to return a bunch of cores to Switzerland and war reps and releases Montfray. Yeah, so here, this is a perfect example. This is a a Burgundy War where they basically just went in and they crippled Savoy. They didn't take any land. They took a little bit of French land because France was in there, and then they gave some land to Switzerland. And then they forced them to release Montferrat here, and then took a bunch of money because that was a more advantageous play for them to take in that place than taking a bunch of land that they would have to pay to core and all of that. So exactly what I was saying right there. Burgundy just did a classic good move where you're not necessarily going in and just taking all the land. Yeah, Denmark's one that I don't know why they haven't gone and done a lot of updates for. 2 unique focus trees. Yeah, and I mean even Castile, this mission tree is not that fleshed out. It's a little bit fleshed out, but it's all like here's the colonizing and here's the conquest of taking over Iberia and moving over into Morocco down in here. So. Oh, no problem. I have no problem explaining why we're doing things. Because sometimes that's what it takes, especially when you're new to playing a game. And a game like EU4, where it's just, there's so much to it. And I mean, I by far don't know everything about this game. There's people that are far better at it than me, but like you have 4,000 hours in Victoria 2, I've got 4,000 hours in EU4, so... let's see what's going to be the better one here. I mean, it doesn't really matter. Who's got the most influence? The clergy. So let's take it from the clergy. Yeah, and there's a lot to this game, and sometimes it's the nuances that really get you at this game. More tax. They want me to have more manpower. More trade power. We'll take this. Again, we'll probably just fail this agenda. I'm not too concerned. We're not having any estate problems, so I'm just more concerned with taking all my crown land back so that I can get all the good bonuses from that. And I want to make sure I have it all back before we get to the Age of Absolution, definitely. Alright, so how are things looking here? Could take manpower recovery speed. 5 years on this. Yeah, we'll take the manpower recovery speed on this because that'll help us get ready for wars quicker. Why are you guys taking attrition? Is that protecting trade? You shouldn't be taking attrition. They're all pretty good though. Everybody starts as a noob though. That's not nothing to be ashamed of being a noob. Everyone's gonna start somewhere. Let's go ahead and start coring up these states a little bit. 80 more to state up Grenada. How are we looking force limit wise? We are still 1 over, and I'm okay with that. We're still making tons of money. Tons of money. In fact, so much money that we're going to go ahead and let's see. Better to throw a little bit more trade power in. A little bit more trade power this time. We got... Yeah, we'll definitely take the free monies. So we're not making that much papal info. Oh, we got 3 cardinals. How much does the Pope like us? A little bit. Let's make the Pope like us some more. So Aragon's fine with us. Let's go ahead and stick you on just neighbors for now. Once we get some manpower built back up, we're going to go ahead and go to war with Flemson this time. We got claims on all of this stuff, so we can core all of this land. And Portugal's our buddy, so he'll let us have access to his land no matter what. And I'm not too concerned with this Moroccan territory. If Portugal wants to go ahead and take Morocco over, they can... Your first ally is Brandenburg. Brandenburg's a good one too, because they're one of the... Ew. Lose 10 prestige, lose a stability. Pretenders. Well, let's go ahead and get my guys ready to fight here. Brandenburg's a good one because he's one of the electors, so it's always good. Especially if you're gonna try to go and has a 75% to die, and he died. Oh no! Not the 666 error. Oh, that hurts me, and I'm not even playing in that one. Oh, that is rough. What did he get? Did he get replaced right away? All right, we'll extend these monopolies at least one more time. Did he get replaced right away? And was he? How was the replacement one? Oh, Paradox. What are you doing to this poor guy? That is a raw deal, man. I feel bad about that. Yeah, really. Why? Because that's uncalled for. There's no need of you losing that air. He didn't even get to take the throne, Paradox. Like, at least let the guy like get in there, get a butt groove set up in his in the throne before you snatch it away from him. So that renewed our truce with France too, didn't it? All the way to 87. But we could go to war with Orleans. Did I ask if I was good to have naval supplies resource? Yeah, sorry. And to answer that, I went off about having a navy, but if you're going to be having a navy, that is a very, if you're planning to have a good naval combat scenario, like if you're planning to go up against England or something like that, naval supplies are going to be invaluable to you. If you're not really looking to play the naval game, they're not super necessary. But if you're playing the naval game, definitely they're good. It's one of those supplies that it's kind of hit or miss. It's situational. Right, we're still lagging behind a little bit on these techs, but that's going to be fine. It is super important early on as Denmark, but if your primary expansions ends up being going just into the HRE and you're trying to just push your way down through Europe, it's not as important. If your plan is to, come in and take along here and maybe get up into England or into France, you'll probably want a navy for that. If your plan is to get over here into like the PLC or the Livonian Order or anything, if you want to be colonial, not expand into Europe, you'll still want some naval benefits because there's certain things that help with things like naval attrition, because your boats are going to be going back and forth a fair bit to carry troops and things like that, because your colonies are still going to have some of your armies there, especially as they're being formed, because you're going to have native uprisings you're going to have to deal with. Not to mention your colonies are going to go to war with other colonies. You're going to go to war with colonies as overlords. So like if England and France both have a colony and they get into war, those colonies that they have are going to go to war with each other, and you'll want to have an army over there just to kind of help your colony from getting sieged all out and having a bad time with that, because it'll hurt your relations with your colony. It'll obviously hurt their income while they're all sieged down and all that. So yeah, if you're planning to play the colony game, I would definitely have. I wouldn't focus primarily on naval technology or naval research or naval ID groups and all of that, but I would probably look at having some naval supremacy. And you're also likely to end up in a war with England if you're playing the colony game. That's just kind of how that goes, because England's going to want to fight your colonies for land. And if you have a nice big strong navy and you can sail right over from Denmark and land some troops right in London or something, that'll give you a significant advantage over them in any wars you might end up fighting with them. Alright, so now we're under our force limit. Autonomy's going down, so that's good. Toss another troop in that guy. Oh, I need to put my guys back into drilling. And then we'll go back in here and we will spend some of our building money. Yeah, we'll spend it on some taxes. Taxes is still very important early game, and we are still a very early game. We are only 21 years in. Let's go ahead and speed this up for a bit and get our manpower reserves coming back up. We can do a regular insult on a rival. Let's bring back the neighbors guy. Let's install England for another 5 power projection. Keep us just over 50 for a little bit longer. Yeah, and exactly. And having a nice strong economy is a good long game because, you know, you're able to invest in buildings, which furthers your economy, which lets you have a bigger army. And especially if you're playing the trade game up in here, try to eradicate the problem. Yeah, we're gonna have to take the corruption. I don't want to lose a stab. Up in here, having nice, big, strong control of this means that England is taking less of the trade out of your trade nodes, which means they're getting less money. So having your rivals get less money is always good too. So trade power is a nice one to take because it'll cascade out. Doesn't just necessarily affect the target of your war. All right, I am finally out of my Regency Council, so we're now free to declare war if we want to. Yeah, and Sweden's loyalty is only going to get better. The more land you take, the better their loyalty is going to get. Because if you look, one of the big ones is the relative power to Castile, 37%. That's giving them a 30% or almost 40% increase to the Liberty Desire. It's obviously being brought down by a lot more than that. So the more land that you're taking, the lower that number gets. So once you have them basically under your thumb and they no longer are disloyal, it's really hard for you to lose that unless you start having things happen where you're getting really bad diplomatic reputation. Like if you've got the bumbling buffoon leader trait, that'll hurt. I would suggest probably annexing Sweden before Norway if you still have both, because that'll hurt your diplomatic reputation, and it should also should you assign a trade company? I wouldn't, because it's pretty close to your main grounds. I tend to leave trade companies anything that's going to be like away from you, because once you assign it to a trade region, it no longer gives you it gives you good economic benefits, but you don't get as much manpower reserve from it, you don't get as much force limit from it, things like that. So depending on how late you are in the game, it sounds like you're probably pretty early in your game. So a whole bunch of Aragon revolts. I guess we should probably help them with that. So I would probably not in Estonia, just because it's close and it's pretty rich land that you want to keep for yourself. Good. Your lands in the Baltic Sea transfers 1.58 money to Lubeck. Yeah, that's what the trade power does. So if you look at here, I gotta come down here to my nodes. So if you look at your home node, you're always going to be collecting there. So I'm getting 829, but this guy's where I've got 18% in this trade node, he's pushing that extra $1.81 down into here, and then I'm getting 58% of that. So I'm still sharing that with Portugal, because I assume Portugal has most of it, and then Aragon has just a sliver of it. So you still share that with whoever else is in your trade node, but as you get bigger, you're going to get more trade power, and that's going to go up. If you're looking to just pump up some nice, easy trade power, the marketplace is a good one, because that will increase the trade value in your province, which will push you into a higher trade value in the node itself. I lost one of our advisors. We were making plenty of money right now, right? $3.99. Still not enough to want to push into one of the level 2 guys. So I'll have to take the missionary strength one. I can take the idea, but I want the tech first. Tech's going to be more important. Alright, I think it's time for a Flemson war. But before we do that, I'm going to take a quick 60-second break because I need to run to the washroom real quick. And when I come back, we're going to go to war with Flemson and see some more land. Alright, let us get prepared for this war. Let's get one of our guys here doing stuff. Go ahead and... No, let's put them on just neighboring. And we will bring our guys down to here. And we'll bring all of these guys over. And what I'm going to imagine I'm going to do is once we seize a bunch of land from Flemson is I'm going to release a vassal down here and give all the land to it and let them worry about the coring costs, because Berber land is extremely expensive on the old admin power, and I don't have a whole lot of that to spare. Let's preemptively get military access from Portugal. And I think we're good. Got our ships in place to blockade. They are allied. Oh no! Will Mamluks join this war? They will. And we can only get Portugal to join. Oh good! What did he get replaced with? I'm hoping at least a 333. If you got at least a 333, I'll feel better. Oh, you just gotta wait, so he didn't get immediately replaced. Alright. So this is a thorn in my side here. Because Mamluks is going to join in and help Flemson. And they significantly overwhelm us by almost 10,000 infantry alone. And their manpower reserve has us by another 50k. So we are not going to go to war with Flemson right now. We're going to have to wait until Mamluks is busy, hopefully fighting the Ottomans so they won't join. How to increase your naval limit. So there's a couple of ways to do it. On your coastal provinces, you can increase your production. That'll slowly increase it. It's not like a one-to-one. So you increase your production on it on a bunch of them, and you'll eventually get one. The best way to do it would be in your buildings, building these guys. You've got the shipyard, which gives you +2, and then the grand shipyard, which gives you +4. So once you get up to the tech levels where you can build these ones, I would build them in all your coastal provinces, and that'll give you a very huge navy. And then likewise, if you need sailors, they've got the same one here. And then these buildings down here are the same for your force limit. There's also idea groups you can take. What is it? Maritime ideas will give you an extra 50% of your naval force limit. So if you're looking for a very massive navy, I would recommend going with maritime ideas to get the naval force limit modifier there. And there's also one in exploration ideas, which is if you're looking to colonize, this is probably going to be your first idea group you want to look at, would be the exploration ideas. And then once you get up to the end of it, you'll be able to get it there. If you're looking to play the colonizing game, get into it early. The earlier, the better. So I would take the colonization one. Because the thing about idea groups, it all depends on what your goals are with your conquest. You won't be able to colonize in a while though, but what it does is it gives you this quest for the New World, which will let you send your ships out to discover these places. It'll let you help you discover America and all that. It also gives you this plus 50% colonial range one. So that will help you have a further colonial range where you can actually, because you don't necessarily need to have a port. Can I see anything? Is this a colony yet? Is this a, yeah, so this is a colony. If I had a colonist, I could just send it there to actually, looks like it's already being colonized by Portugal. But yeah, you can just send it there. You don't actually have to have it somewhere nearby. You can colonize as long as it's within your colonial range. Where's my colonial map mode at? Coalition. Colonial. So this will show you everywhere that you're able to colonize. How to declare war overseas like it overseas. You can't get claims in Africa. You need claims for claimed territory, but a colony, like a colonizable, like if Portugal wasn't already here, it would be totally empty. This isn't owned by anyone, so all you need is a colonist, and you can send that colonist over there, not a colony. Any ports near Africa, how to declare on African nations. So there's a few things that you're going to have problems with just declaring down here. One easy way to declare a war that you can't get a claim on is to just do a no CB war. But Africa is significantly far from Denmark, so you're going to have problem with coring range. You're not going to be able to core any of these provinces down there. So the only thing you'd really be able to do would be to seize a vassal, like take a vassal, but they got to be small enough for that because you need to be able to vassalize them with 100% war score or less. So, if I was to look at someone like Flemson here, war score cost for all their provinces is 164%. So I wouldn't be able to vassalize them in one war. It's impossible. They're too big to vassalize. But really, you can declare war on anyone. A no CB war, yeah, you take a stability hit. Yeah, you take, I can't remember what you get some negative modifiers, but it's just points to fix that. You know, if you get low stability, you boost it up. Spend some admin points, boost it up. And sometimes a no CB war is just what you need to do. How to embrace Renaissance. So when you're looking here, on your text screen, you got the button up in here. When this is filled up far enough, you're going to be able to click this button for a price. The more of your provinces that have the Renaissance already present in it, the cheaper it is. It's based on the development of your province. So if your highest development provinces already have it, it'll be pretty cheap for you to embrace it. But it starts down here in Italy usually, and it'll probably take a little while to expand its way out. I think that being a European country with a certain development will automatically give you a slow tick on it anyway. But once you have a sufficient amount of acceptance of it. So like if you look here, all of mine's with Aragon. So like if I look at Aragon, this province only has 36%. When enough of your provinces have 100% of it, I think you need to have 20% of your development before you're able to embrace it. But that's obviously at a high cost, and the more of it that has already accepted it, the cheaper it'll be. And then you get these nice little bonuses. Development and construction costs, cheapness is always good. And if you're looking to see if you're able to get the next one, you can just go to the next tab for it, and you can just mouse over the year. And you can see I don't have Quest for the New World, and I haven't colonized anywhere over in those areas, so I'm not qualified to be able to be the one that spawns the colonialism one. Plus, it's not the right year for it. And you can ask as many questions as you want. There doesn't need to be a next question or last question. So I'm going to move my guys back out of here since we cannot go to war with Flemson right now. How's our truces looking? Where's my truce map mode? So I got Causes Bellies there. Got a very long one there. Conquest there, conquest there, conquest there. It's there, yeah. So, does England have any forts right here? They have one fort. But I mean, they've got 12, 22, 29, 44. They got like 60% war score I could get right there. If I was to declare war on them. Why does none of my allies? He's cruel. My diplomatic reputation is tanked. You are in 180 in debt, and then you would join. Oh, and Portugal will join against us. Which I'm almost okay with, because then I just have to wait out the royal marriage, and then we can click that button and... Oh, but they're allied with people I don't want to... It's a debate. It's a debate on whether we want to go after England right now or not. I don't think so. I think I'd rather wait for them to be in a war. So what we'll do... Who are you allied with? Papal state. I think I'm fine with pissing off the Pope to take over you. Guaranteeing the independence. So Provence would come into a war there. Which I could not do anything with. They're too far to core. I don't share a province. Oh, the Pope won't join because of debt and not a lot of it. To Africa or Asia. I mean, you can be, there is some colonies you can get in, like, down along the coast on the western coast of Africa. There's some colonial areas down in here. But over in Western Africa, you've got, like, Ethiopia and all those countries, so you can't colonize over in here. But you can colonize the western tip all the way down around the Horn of Africa and all that. They won't form colonial nations, though. You can get colonies, but those are where you're better served to put in your trade regions. But you can't declare a colonial nation. They're just basically overseas autonomous areas that you have. So I'm going to start building a spy network here. I think this is the guy we're going to have to go after next. Yeah, I'm not sure why either. I mean, I guess historically they weren't really colonial nations. They were just colonial areas. Maybe? I don't know. Paradox does some weird things in their game sometimes. Lose a hit blow. Ooh. That's not a fun one. So, do I lose diplomatic power or do I lose admin power? Yeah, I mean, you definitely build your trade companies down in that area. Same as the Far East ones. I'm gonna lose the Diplo points, not the admin points. Same as like over, like I wish I could see over in this part of the map yet, but I can't. But like down around like the Philippines and all that, there's a lot of colonial areas there, but also generally used for trade regions and not for. Austria has become the emperor again. We can click and we'll take some free mercantilism. Thank you very much. But yeah, those are the areas I generally would build a trade company. Would be down in the African region or the Far East regions over here. And then I use the ones over in the Americas for it. You can join the HR. Oh, you might be too big as Denmark. Maybe when you very, very first start out, you can suck up to Austria if they're not if you get lucky and they don't hate you at the beginning. Yeah, you're probably too big now. Oh, you might be too big right off the bat too because you have two pretty big vassals. Yeah, you might be too big right off the bat to even get them to consider it. It would be nice being able to join it. The other thing you can do though is you can go and try to become the emperor. Suck up to all the electors because they can elect someone that is not a member of the HRE as emperor. I thought about trying to play that in this game or in this campaign, but it just I'm gonna have to take that. That might end up making me take out a loan. But I think it would just make it harder for me to destabilize France and everything like it did at the beginning. I might look at that too. To become an HRE member, there's not so that the benefit of being in the HRE as a member is you can attack other members of the HRE without the emperor defending them. But you're far better off trying to become the emperor. If you can become the emperor of the HRE, you get a lot of big bonuses to your manpower recovery. You get a huge tax bonus. You get a huge increase to your land force limit. Just all around, being the emperor of the HRE is a massively big thing to do. So if you can secure that, it's good. But as far as being a member, the best benefit of that is being able to attack other HRE members and not have to worry about the emperor defending them. Because fighting Austria can be a bitch when you're a small country. They have, like I said, the emperor has a huge force limit and everything, so they're a pretty overwhelming force when they want to be. Yeah, and especially if you can get lucky and Austria has like a female heir, or they end up in a regency council or they'd end up with no heir when their ruler dies and they have no heir, or if their heir is female, they can't get elected. So it automatically goes to somebody else. And that somebody else, if all the electors happen to love you more than them, because if you look at this, I'm only getting minus 50 to my chance of being emperor for not being a member of the HRE. So that's not a lot to overcome, especially once the League War starts, once the Protestant Reformation starts. It's really easy to start destabilizing the HRE at that point, because half the electors are going to flip and they're all going to not be so happy with the emperor. The AI tends to not declare a bunch of religious wars on them for some reason, but if he does start like declaring wars on the electors to try to get them to flip religions or something like that, it can be pretty advantageous and you can get lucky. But my navies, I'm not doing my navy stuff here. Go back to protecting trade. And you guys need to go back in here. Truce with Morocco. Yeah, going after Moroccan land. I mean, I could make a claim for this and go after them, but I just don't think I want to. I think I'd rather wait until I can get an advantageous war in against, they're in a war right now. Might be soon. Let's get my claim here. And let's bring you home. Mamlux is only minus 54 right now. But they have high war exhaustion. We might be able to get in the Flemson without having to fight Mamlux. We'll see how that war with them going right now. But yeah, as your Denmark game, I would say probably trying to get the if they won't accept you just as a member, maybe try to get the Elector stall flipped and like you for it. And make yourself the Emperor. Because if you can get the Emperor of the HRE, you can basically just conquer it all until they get mad enough and stop voting for you. And then you can just, not enough sailors. Oh, because I had my ships all there. Portugal. Yeah, we'll royal marry him again one more time. Steal the center of trade and ground. Push back to Lubeck. Yeah, center of trades is another good thing to look for. If you can get centers of trade, they definitely help boost your trade power. Switch it over there. Yeah. Oh, we can do state firearms. Yeah, we'll do that. We're making money. We're okay. No, we're barely making money now. That's fine. If we repay this loan, we'll make more. What's the other thing we can take? Oh, we can abolish it. I don't want to abolish it. Yeah, centers of trade are great. They have huge trade power, especially when you start upgrading them. Brittany. Want me to go to war province? Lorraine. Sure. You guys all owe me now. Remember this. Bet you France is gonna let me have. No way. I don't know if there's gonna be anything I can do in this war, because there's no way I'm bringing my army out to, or my navy out to do it. Why hasn't the Emperor enacted a reform? They're all opposed to it. Man, Austria, you're not playing the Diplo game very well. You don't have your people reined in. Do I have military access yet? I do, okay. We'll go up here. Get out of there, dear. You don't have enough people. All right. Oh, Provence took that one province over there. That's fine. Just stroll back and take it right back. Oh, looks like I got in a battle on the way. Oh, I almost fully seized them down. What did I just seize? So I took that one back. My siege up here is done. I'll walk down here. I don't want this. Aragon can have it, maybe. I don't want this either. Is that everything? Are we 100%ing this yet? Looks like as soon as that siege falls, he'll have it. Alright, let's move him back over here. How's this doing? Amlux is getting slightly more war exhaustion. Oh, they're out of war though. So it must be going back down. Are they at war with their own vassal? Oh, they must have lost their their vassals are all unhappy with them. They lost all their vassals. Alright, the war is over. What happened? Cede some stuff to Brittany, war reps. Lorraine is now free. 101 ducats. It's a power projection for not me. Okay. Good enough. Good enough. Who wants to come help me kill these guys? I don't need anyone to help me come kill those guys. Just kill them. Good relations. I don't have good relations with them. Can I just send them an insult? Now I'm hostile to them. Now can I declare war on them? Wait. Yes, I can. Good. Okay. All right. This is still just the one we're not gonna do. We're doing it on time. All right. So I got like 25 minutes left. So that's time to get this war done with Orleans. How many? I might just vassalize them, to be fair, and then feed them some French land. That's probably what I'm gonna do. Burgundy, you will help us. Who are they? They're all allied with co-belligerent him. Constance, we don't want any extra people in here. So we'll just co-belliger in him, because that's got to bring anyone extra in. Go ahead, declare the war. You gonna let me in? No, are you? No. Are you gonna get me military access some way yourself? Yep, you sure are. And we'll send him straight up there to the war goal. And this is my war, so let's not go full speed so we can make sure that we actually fight this properly. Let's see. Where's that army going? Already taking my war goal for me, that's good. Shit is falling quick everywhere. Let's send him over there. Bonuses there. Welcome back. We are out in a war with Orleans now, who I'm planning to vassalize. I believe I should be able to vassalize them. There are only 3 provinces, and nobody's going to be too mad about it. So that's what we're going to do. We're going to take a bunch of money from all their war allies, and then we're going to vassalize them, and they will be who I feed a bunch of French land to. Where my army's at? Alright, so he's sieging there. He's on his way over here. We'll go deal with the French guy, or the HRE guys first. Take the regiment costs. Just waiting to get the claim on Novgorod lands. Yeah, that's sometimes the worst part, waiting for a claim, but it's always better to have a claim than not have a claim, because the claims will let you take the admin points, core it for cheaper, for half price. Every land that you're gonna core, it's a 6 man against Novgorod. Right. Yeah, it's nice once you have a couple of nice big vassals and you can kind of vassal swarm over them. It's always good. So yeah, you're gonna easily be able to take Novgorod down. And it's good that Muscovy hasn't started eating them all up on you yet, because Muscovy tends to try to get them nice and early on. So it's nice of them that they're probably focusing trying to become Russia. All right, speed up to 4 here for these sieges. Watching the enemies getting taken down. They got almost no troops left. Take the extra admin points. Wait on doing that. I won't let them form Russia. Not in a million years. They're too much of a threat. Yeah, if you can prevent them from... If you can get the Novgorod land that they need for Russia, get that right away and hand that over to your vassal. Unless you're going to keep it for yourself. Alright, so Cardinal across the border. Sure, we'll let England hate us to get a free Cardinal. Let's piece this guy out. Got all of his money. More reps. Actually, steer trade. Oh, he won't steer trade. How far off are we? -7. I'll take the trade power then. And who do you have alliance there? So, yeah, we'll just kill your alliance. Boom. Steal a little bit more prestige. I'm gonna wait to core that. Siege of Orleans is over. Alright, good. So we've got them fully sieged down. They're being sieged. They're being sieged. Alright, this war is basically over. So we'll send this main army down. But yeah, kneecap. Yeah, your version of France over there is Russia. If you can kneecap them like I kneecapped France early on, then you definitely want to be looking to do that. Alright, send him back here. And once he's out of Trent territory, we'll go ahead and sue for peace this guy. Take all of his money. War reps. He will steer trade though, so we'll do that because that is far better for us than just the trade power. Who's left? Strasbourg. He's almost ready to go down. We're not in the mafia, but it's a good term to get the point across on exactly what you mean. Bust some kneecaps in the Danish mafia. Exactly. It's a nice country they got there. It'd be a shame if anything were to happen to it, right? Finish this siege there, Burgundy, so I can get some money out of them, and then peace out this guy and make them my new vassal. Perfect. Exactly what I wanted to see. More money. More war reps. You will steer trade, so we'll do that. And we're gonna wait 11 days for our guy to get back, and we are good. Now we can sue for peace this guy. Make him my vassal, and we will take all of his money. Yeah, I'm over my Diplo slots now, which is fine. Need to wait till Portugal. I just got out of a war. Busy. Against Marrakesh and Telford. So we're going to war with these guys down here. They're already occupied. What are you going to do about this? Alright, well, whatever. We'll do it just to keep them happy, I guess. Alright, I'll go kill these Moroccans for you. That's what I'll do. Oh, you're already in this war. You've already been fighting this war. I see what it takes. I might take trade ideas, then take exploration ideas. Yeah, that's enough. I mean, that's very viable too. If you're not looking to be the first person colonizing, you don't have to take it first off. I tend to do it first off when I'm playing colonies because I want to be the first one in each area because I'm trying to race it. A good thing if you're going to play the later colonization might be to religion flip over to Protestant, just because if you start colonizing in the same region as another Catholic that already has a colony in that area, you're going to get a big debuff from the Pope. So you don't want that. So if you're going to be playing later colonies, it might be worthwhile to flip to Protestant or even Reformed or something. Sure, there's no negatives on this, it's only positives. I'll take it. Alright, so I guess we'll send him down there. We're over at Diplo slots, that's fine, nobody disputing there. I will pop you now. Finish off the states. Who do you got for claims? You got claims everywhere. I'm gonna feed you lots of tasty French land. Brittany, France. I guess not that, because Brittany owns it. But are any of these cores? It's all just... Oh no, he has a core there too. Perfect. So we'll take a bunch of French land and give it to our vassal, and then we'll diplomatically eat him later on. We need to get a royal marriage with them. Oh, that war's already over. And they got one province out of it. 5 favors. You owe me 5 favors for doing basically nothing, Portugal. You were dumb to call me into that war. Basically a waste of favors. Now we'll improve relations with them and get them to be nice and happy with us. Set them to siege. These guys are super happy, so we'll get you to embargo my rivals. I am embargoing, right? I'm not embargoing. Oh no. I've not been embargoing this whole time. That's not great. Let's fix that. I still have a truce with them, so I can't embargo them. And I should also be able to do some insults, right? Not there. Not there. I guess we can't send any insults. No more free power projection. No. I don't want you to be a merch. Oh yeah, give me a nice free general. I mean, this is the free one, because he's the one that's not assigned. It's pretty good. 2-1-4-1. Better than this guy. Who's he in charge of? Let's replace him. Alright, so... Flemson's now at war. Everyone's still going to join him. Got him. How's our aggressive expansion? France is kind of mad about it. And a little bit into the HRE. Not too bad. Still a long ways before we can integrate Aragon, right? Yeah. 30 years. 30 years before we can integrate Aragon. Their truce with France up. 87. I think France is going to be our next target. We'll walk in there and we'll reclaim all this land that Orleans has a claim on. Give it all to them. Let them worry about coring the stuff they didn't already have cores on it. I could not get a claim, but I did declare war on them with no CB and got 2 aggressive expansion. Yeah, 2 aggressive expansion is nothing really. I mean, you can get up to 50 before they can even form a coalition. And if you have high relations with them, they can't form a coalition with you either. So what I would do is, while you're fighting that war, start improving relations with the people around you. And if you can get the relations up high enough, they're not going to be able to join a coalition anyway, no matter what. As long as their aggressive expansion is not going to tank their relations with you, right? So you can kind of cut some of that off. But 2 AE is not really all that much. It's pretty small in the grand scheme of things, especially since it scales. No one even cares about my expansion. Yeah, because if you're expanding up in here, these guys aren't going to care too much because it's the wrong religion. It's the Poland does? Why would Poland care? Right, they're not the same religion or the same culture. I guess maybe because they're mad about... Oh, they're your rival. That's why. Okay, so your rival's always going to care about your aggressive expansion if it's within a certain range of them, because they don't like you getting bigger. So, yeah, and I mean, really no one else should really care about Novgorod. Because, no offense, but they're the little reformed guys up here in the corner. No, or the Orthodox. Russia might care. Russia is the only other people that are Orthodox, so... I think maybe Lithuania? Oh, and I guess... No, sorry. They have Orthodox provinces, but they are Catholic, so... Yeah, they're not going to really care unless they're your rival. They want me to do a thing... Build a manufactory. Base production. How's my Diplotech? It's to get done, so I can't do that. I don't want to go to war with... I'm not ready to end my Portuguese alliance yet. I guess we'll take the manufactory. Because I don't think I could even build one yet, can I? Oh, we're Seville. Oh, I guess I can. I could build a farm estate. I guess I'll have to build them a manufactory. Won't take me long to get the money for that. Good there. What time is it? So we've got a couple minutes left here before I'm going to end the stream off. So let me see if we can figure out what we want to be doing. How's our relationship with the Pope? It's still alright. Could be better. We'll improve that. Improving with our subject. Let's stop improving with neighbors and make sure our allies are all still happy with us. How to give the land to puppets. Okay, so just 1 second here. No free diplomat. Let's just bring him back and stick him on the allies. So there's two ways to do it. If you select the province right here, you're going to see that it's occupied by you. You can click the little button and you can make it occupied by whoever you want. So whoever is occupied is either going to go to. Or if you take the land in the deal, you can go into your interaction menu here with the thing and you can grant them a province. So you can grant them any province you want from in here. So if you own the province already, you just grant it to them. If it's going to be part of the peace deal and you want to just give it to them directly, just make sure that they have the occupation of the province when you select it in the peace deal, and it'll go to them instead of you. One thing to note with that too is if you had really high liberty desire, granting them a province through here will give them a decrease to that. Giving them a province in war doesn't have as big of an effect on their liberty desire. So if they have a high liberty desire, it might be better to take the land yourself and then grant it to them through the interaction menu than it is to hand it over to them directly in the peace deal. So it depends on if you need to balance your liberty desire with them or not. I really wish England was an ally with Portugal. I wonder how mad they would be if I did this. Oh, they won't do it. Their trust is too high. And I can't force it this way, right? Yeah. Because they're already a great power. Holy crap, England is 2,000 ducats in debt. That is a lot, England. You should be doing better than that. Holy crap, the Isles. Oh, you know what I haven't looked at in a while? Oh, Byzantium. Byzantium, you're letting me down, buddy. You're letting me down. The Purple Phoenix had risen, but it's now being slowly whittled back by the Ottomans. But at least it's keeping the Ottomans busy. They haven't even consolidated the Turkey land yet. Man, poor Ottomans are having a rough go of it. You know what? Is this part of the same state as them? It is. No, I'm not going to give it to them. I debated giving it to them for a minute. I built 4 more troops, though. So let's build 3 of them. And boats. Well, a few more boats. Where's my main fleet at? Let's start building some galleys. So yeah, our next war is going to be with France as soon as this truce expires. That we have until 87, so 3 more years. Because they got Naples and Venice for allies, so yeah, that's going to be nothing. Oh. But I think I'm going to end the stream here because it's only a few minutes before midnight my time, and I don't really want to get into the next part. Unless you got any more questions you want to ask, Imperial. I will be back next week, same time, 8 to 11 p.m. Eastern time. I'm definitely down for answering questions. You made thick Sweden. Yeah, feeding stuff to vassals is nice because then you don't have to core it. They core it all, and then you just spend the Diplotech later on to integrate them. Using vassals to absorb territory is it's a good technique to use because it's really heavily needed if you're doing something like a world conquest, because there's no way you can make enough admin points throughout the entire course of the game to be able to possibly core everything. You need to have vassals doing it for you. Yeah, I know, the Purple Phoenix. I'm sad about it. I'm sad about the Purple Phoenix. They're still there. There's still hope. They don't have any allies or anything, though. It's not looking good for them at all. Their only saving grace right now is that they have a Ottoman truce until 93. So it looks like they got another 9 years to live. Yeah, Albania's doing pretty good because Ottomans have been too busy with Byzantium to be able to go and swallow them up. Even Ragusa still is. Venice hasn't even been able to swallow up Ragusa. In Croatia, they've swallowed up most of the Balkans, them and Hungary. Hungary's still independent. No. Oh yeah, they're independent. They just have a junior. So Austria hasn't taken either of their personal unions that they could have gotten through their missions. Poland does have Lithuania, so they form the PLC. Muscovy's getting relatively close to being able to form Russia. Did you take it for yourself or did you give it to Sweden? And are you transferring out of this trade node? Only 0.9, I took it for yourself. Is it cored yet? Because coring it will help with that once you have it cored. And you can also upgrade the center of trade too. It's not core. Yeah, once you core the province, it'll start generating more trade power because a territory. Let's see, does this gonna show me here? Yeah, so you see 90% local autonomy is tanking all the tax and trade power out of this because it's a non-core province. So you're gonna get basically almost 10 times more power out of it once you've got that as a core. So your priority should be coring that province with your admin points before any of the other ones you may have taken in the war, because that's going to be the one that gives you the significant boost to your trade power out of that node, which means you're going to be driving a lot more out of it. So get that one cored and that'll help it. Also, you can obviously upgrade the center trade too, which gives it another whole point, another +5 to trade power. So that's a pretty significant jump. Because if you look at the trade power. So another 5 on that is basically another 25% right on top of it, just for paying. I think it's like 100 ducats or something to upgrade to a level 2 center of trade. So when you have extra money, upgrading your center of trades is usually a priority. I should probably be looking at the same thing. Where's my trade mode? Let's see if I can 1,000 gold upgrade that one. I can do this one though. So upgrading your center of trades will increase your power. Coring it will increase your power. And that's the kind of stuff you need to be doing to your really rich provinces to really drive the trade out of that node. Because it's based on how much trade power you have in that node. So like I've got 18% in here, so I'm able to pull it. Oh god, but they do care more than others. Yeah, like I said, they're always your rivals are always going to care more, simply because they don't want you to get bigger, because that makes you more of a threat to them. So they're always going to care slightly more than everybody else. But really, when you look at like the religion map mode, everyone's Catholic, and then these guys are Orthodox. So even once the Protestant Reformation starts, you start getting the Protestants and you start getting the Reformed over here, they're still not going to give two shits about any of this Orthodox land. They're going to care nothing about it. They're going to be glad to see it getting tore apart. So it's good to be able to expand right out in here, especially if you're going to be able to cut off Muscovy from forming Russia and then be able to keep pushing through into them. But that's going to do it for me. I'm going to go ahead and end the stream here. I'd be interested to hear next week how your campaign's going there, if it's still running. So if you want to join in, come on back next week, and we'll go from there. You have a good night as well. It's been great talking to you, and hopefully I've given you some tips to help your EU4 campaigns go a little better. And I hope to see you again.